Hello everyone, welcome to this topic of transactions. In this topic, we will learn about concurrency control technique known as locking. But before that, please make sure that you are well aware of following topics and you must have revised and prepared the notes. What were they? Number one was what is a transaction? What are the different states of transactions like committed, aborted, failed, waiting, etc. Next was what are asset properties? Next was multiple execution of transaction, that is concurrency. And we have seen that there can be number of problems in case of concurrent transactions if they are not executed in a serial manner. And the last thing was, in order to control or to prevent problems, we need to serialize the transaction, that is some kind of mixing which gives the same result as of serial. Now the question comes, how to implement this concurrency control. So there are different types of methods which can implement serializability and make sure that the schedule gives the same answer as of a serial schedule. Okay, so there are many techniques like log based techniques, time based protocols, validation protocols, multi version techniques, and so on. In this tutorial, we will go through log based protocol. Okay, so what is a log? To put it very simple, before using any data item, DBMS must get a lock on it. Okay, for example, if you are transferring money from your account, first of all, you should acquire lock on the account. Even if you are checking the balance, you should acquire a lock. So there can be two types of locks. Number one is shared lock and another is exclusive lock. So what can happen in exclusive lock? As you can see, exclusive lock is denoted as X, which means that you want to read the data item as well as change it. Okay, so what we will type? We will type as lock X data item. Next is shared lock. This is applied when we only want to read. So we use the operation lock as data item. Okay, as you can very well understand that if we are only reading a data item, then another transaction which wants to read the same data item can be granted the shared lock again. That is why the name given as shared lock. So it means that if a data item is logged as shared, multiple transactions can apply shared lock on it. Okay. However, if a transaction has acquired exclusive data item, shared lock, exclusive lock on that data item, then no other type of lock will be granted. Okay. It means if exclusive lock is granted on data item A, then no other transaction can be granted either exclusive lock or shared lock on that data item. Okay, and as you can see, lock requests are made to concurrency control manager, and a transaction can move ahead only if the lock is granted. Now, with this understanding, you can see this matrix, which means that if an item is already shared lock and another transaction demands shared, it can be given. However, if the item is shared lock and another transaction demands for exclusive, it will not be allowed. Similarly, if the data item is exclusively locked, any other transaction demands shared, it will not be given. And if the data item is exclusively locked and any other transaction demands exclusive, it will not be given. Okay. So this is called as compatibility matrix. Okay. So now you can go through these points, very simple points. What are written? A transaction may be granted on a lock if the requested lock is compatible with the already locks held by the item. Okay. So any transaction which is having shared lock can have multiple shared lock. And once a transaction releases the lock, the counter decreases till the time it becomes 0, and at the time it becomes 0, another transaction waiting for exclusive lock will be granted that lock. Okay, so this is how locking works. But this type of simple locking can also create number of problems. Okay, before seeing those problems, this is an example of how locking works. Suppose you want to just sum two accounts. So what you will do, you will apply a shared lock, then you will read the value, then you will put it in sum, then you will unlock that item, then you will again apply shared lock on y because you want to read only. You will read the value of y, you will put sum in y into sum, then you will release lock of y and you will display sum. So this is how a simple locking protocol works. But simple locking protocol has number of problems. Okay. Now to understand that problem, we need to go back to our previous two transaction example. I hope you might remember these two transactions which we have seen in locking based that concurrency based problems. So this transaction was deducting 100 from A and putting to B, and this transaction was making total of A and B. And if this was 1000 and B was 500, then the total will come 1500 only. Either this executes first or this executes first. In any case, the sum will come 1500 only. Now, we have seen that if we try to execute them without any control, then two types of problems can come: inconsistent read problem and lost update problem. Okay. Now let us try to apply this locking on these two transactions. So what we have done, we have modified these two transactions to use simple locks. As you can see, now what you can see is, since it wants to read A and write, so it applies for exclusive lock. So here it applies for exclusive, it is granted, then it changes, then it unlocks. Then again it grants, it demands for exclusive lock on B, it is granted, it changes, it writes, and then lock is released. Similarly, in this case, since sum is to modified, it will grant exclusive, but A only balance has to read. That is why shared lock. Then in sum, A is added, A is released, then B is locked in shared mode, then value of B is read, then it is copied again in, added again in sum, unlock B, unlock sum. Okay. However, you will see that if they are executed one by one, there will be no problem. But if they are executed in this manner, again, there is a problem. Okay. So this is how it has executed. The first 6 lines are of T6. The next, all the lines are of T5, and the remaining 6 lines are of T6. So what you can see is that even after locking, there is a problem. You take a copy, you note down values, and you see that a wrong sum will be displayed. Okay, just see, assuming that it is 1000, here sum becomes 1000, it releases A. As soon as it releases A, this transaction was waiting. So what happens? It executes. What it will do? It will read A as 1000. Okay, make it 900. It will add 500 plus 100 into B. The value of B is 500. It will become 600. And when it will release B, this will read B. Now what happened? Here B is already 600. So it will read B as 600. And here the sum was 1000. So 1000 plus 600 becomes 1600, which is wrong, which cannot be possible. So simple locking cannot prevent problems. Okay. So in next video, we will see advanced two-phase locking protocol. which can